It's time for local high school football. Hometown Sports. Sponsored by Mercedes-Benz of Bakersfield, Alpha Technology and Alarm Systems, Little Caesars, Valley Strong Credit Union, and 5-0 Driving School.
And good evening and welcome to week 7 of our 39th season of Hometown Sports. Our very first show, by the way, a little history, September 5th, 1987. I'm Greg Kerr along Emily Lawson, who was not around in 1987. Coming up, the only 1-hour show highlighting the best of the best in high school football, the most games, the most comprehensive highlights. And today, we'll take you to 15 different games, including youth football, but no BC football this week as the Gades were on a bye week.
Plus our usual collection of awards, Players of the Week, Athlete of the Week, Game-Saving Play, Exciting Play, Hits of the Week, and our Scholar of the Week.
And before we begin, our sponsors, Mercedes-Benz of Bakersfield, celebrating over 50 years in Kern County, located in the Bakersfield Auto Mall. Valley Strong Credit Union, financial independence starts here. Open a Valley Strong Youth account today. Little Caesars Pizza, the best pizza value in Bakersfield with 15 locations. 5-0 Driving School, owned and operated by first responders. And Alpha Technologies, keeping you protected and connected.
And Greg, we want to recognize our longtime segment sponsors as well. They are Raymond's Trophies and Awards. It's not just a trophy, it's a memory. Golden Empire Youth Tackle Football and Cheer, Competitive Excellence. Brimhall Dental Group, committed to providing quality dental care to you and your family.
And we have more Accelerated Urgent Care. Feel faster, better from anywhere. Stockdale Podiatry Group, we treat your feet. New sponsors on board, Greg Petroleum Service, your dependable partner for fuel and lubricants. And also our newest sponsor, Mathers Brothers Ice and Water, keeping Bakersfield hydrated. Now, let's talk about the hats here for a moment. In the front row, we have BCHS and BHS. They continue to roll right along. They're going to face each other in 2 weeks. Kennedy, Wasco, and Shafter continue to lead the way in the SSL, but our Kennedy hat disappeared, so we have a Hometown Sports hat in its place. We'll find the Kennedy hat, or maybe we'll just get another one. Plus, big wins for Garces, Foothill, and West. It is week 7, and we thank you for joining us.
Let's start things off with the Eagles, who were soaring with a perfect record, but Ridgeview rolls into town looking to crash the party for BCHS's homecoming game. But the Eagles proved to be a tough task for the Ridgeview Wolfpack. Early first quarter, Lincoln Adame drops back, delivers a beautiful spiral downfield right into the hands of Andre Calderon. Touchdown Eagles, 7-0 BCHS early. Ridgeview trying to answer back, but the Eagles defense comes in flying. Arnez Lee with a sack, and BCHS sets the tone early. Back on offense, BCHS gets tricky. It's a handoff, then pitched back. He looks deep, but this one is picked off by E.J. Ellis-Moya. He snags it for Ridgeview. The Wolfpack take over with momentum, but it's short-lived. Once again, the Eagles defense stands tall and shuts it down. Second quarter, Eagles up 14-0, lining up for the field goal, but Ridgeview gets a hand on it. The kick is blocked and recovered by the Wolfpack. Another glimmer of hope. Still, BCHS's defense refuses to break. They keep Ridgeview off the board, and at halftime, it's 14-0 Eagles. And of course, it's homecoming game. Floats rolling in. Loving the creativity, especially this battleship float here. And of course, congratulations to the newly crowned homecoming king and queen. Take you to the second half. Same story. Third quarter, Lincoln Adame to Andre Calderon. Again, another touchdown connection and he is having himself a night. Eagles extend the lead to 21-0. The Wolfpack trying to respond, but the Eagles' D is relentless. Carson Greer and John Heath team up for a big sack, pushing Ridgeview further back. Still third quarter, BCHS back in the red zone. Adame hands it off to Darion Page. Finds the hole, turns on the Jets untouched to the house. Eagles rolling 28-0. Now fourth quarter, BCHS deep in Wolfpack territory. Again, Adame hands it, this time to Richland Gooden. 15-yard touchdown makes it 35-0, and that's the final. BCHS dominates in their homecoming game against the Ridgeview Wolfpack, shutting them out and remaining undefeated. Quarterback Lincoln Adame, 2 touchdown passes. Andre Calderon, 2 touchdown catches. Next week, BCHS is on the road against Highland. Ridgeview hosts Independence.
What if I told you BHS football had 35 points before they ran 10 snaps from the line of scrimmage? Yes, Rashawn Sheehy's unbeaten on the field Drillers with a Week 1 forfeit to Buchanan, their lone blemish after beating the Bears 28-13. Wouldn't you like to see that rematch in the playoffs? I would. The Drillers showing no mercy on their homecoming against Highland. Let's get you out there as the Drillers take the field. And on the second play from scrimmage, Elon Mackey, who's at the controls at quarterback, goes right up the middle, holding that ball high and tight. Nobody touched him. 7-0 Drillers on top. After a Highland punt, the very next play, Demir Lomax to the edge, to the pylon, touchdown. 14-0, 3 plays, 2 scores for BHS. Drillers defense getting into the act. Davis Olson swooping in for the tackle for loss right there. Try that again. Jeremy Millette and friends with another tackle for loss. And after another Highland punt, 1 play later, Elon Mackey up top to Bryce Gridiron. 4 snaps, 3 touchdowns, 21-0 BHS. 2 plays after the BHS kickoff, this happened. This pass intercepted by J.L. Wells. 28-0. Drillers on top. They led 35-0 after 1 quarter. Early second quarter. More trouble for the Scots. This pass, that's a lateral. And Jeremy Millette sniffs it out, picks it up, and goes 65 yards for the score. 42-0. Drillers on top. Later in the second quarter, Elon Mackey, short swing pass right here to BJ Vesey, and look at him pick up some nice yardage. Moments later, another short pass, looks like a long handoff. Mackey to Jeremy Millette, and he's got a touchdown on offense to go with his touchdown on defense. 49-0 at the half. Was it a happy homecoming? You bet it was. For the Drillers, they had a good one. And by the way, David Olson, the king, and his teammates decided they'd king him. There you go. The Drillers win big by a final of 63-0. Elon Mackey using his arm and legs. Jeremy Millette was all over the field. J.L. Wells had the pick 6. Jack Hopkins got some exercise. He was 9 for 9 on PATs. Next up, Drillers will host Centennial. Highland will entertain BCHS. It is time for our first break. Coming up, more on homecomings. Frontier and Garces, our next stops. Quick reminder, follow us on X and Instagram at Hometown BAK. Scoring updates, highlights posted there. You can also catch this full episode of Hometown Sports on YouTube at Bakersfield Now. Hometown Sports. We'll be right back.
Hey, Hometown!
You're in Wasco, go Tigers!
Woo!
Hey, Hometown, stay tuned for the highlights.
Welcome back to Hometown Sports. I'm Emily Lawson alongside Greg Kerr. Frontier may be a River League favorite, but their non-conference schedule provided plenty of early season challenges. Tonight, they open up league play against Stockdale, and it's a homecoming game at Frontier, and the Titans are ready to put on a show against Stockdale. Opening drive, Frontier wastes no time. Brady Campbell hands it off to Talon Mather, who explodes downfield and is finally dragged down inside the 10. And Talon Mather finishes what he started, powers his way into the end zone. Touchdown Titans. Frontier strikes first, 7-0. Still in the first, here comes Mather again. Campbell with the give, and Mather works his way through defenders and into the end zone. That's 2 for Talon, 14-0 Frontier. Stockdale looking to get something going. Quarterback under pressure. He throws it up, and Mekhi Watkins is right there for the pick 6. He takes it to the house. 21-0 Titans, and just it keeps coming. Still first quarter. High snap, quarterback scrambles, heaves it downfield, and Michael Hanks comes down with it. Another pick, another touchdown. Just 8 minutes in, Frontier leads 28-0. Second quarter, Stockdale finally breaks through. Cruz Corona airs it out to Devontae Oates, who makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown Mustangs there on the board, 28-6. But Frontier answers right back. Campbell drops back and finds Malcolm Watkins in the end zone. Touchdown, and at the break, the Titans lead 42-6. The final score 49-6 as Frontier dominates in their homecoming game.
We used the second half momentum on offense from last week into this week, and we're firing pretty good on all cylinders and doing a good job with our changing tempos up and getting in the right play. And the quarterback's doing a great job, Brady, of calling plays, and guys are making plays when they have an opportunity.
Brady Campbell went 6 of 9 for 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. Talon Mather, 10 carries for 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Mekhi Watkins, interception. Brandon Thomas, 2 quarterback sacks. Cruz Corona, a touchdown pass. Devontae Oates, a touchdown catch. Benji Odlin Mr. Mitchell, both with 8 tackles apiece. Next week, Frontier at Liberty. Stockdale hosts Garces.
Well, Grant Campbell's Garces Rams out to a 4-1 start this season. Their most impressive win was that Holy Bowl win, 35-10 over San Joaquin Memorial. But what would they look like come league play in the River League? First test, the Centennial Golden Hawks. Let's take you out to Garces. Hope you like defense. Here we go. Captain's meeting and first Centennial possession. Quinlan Cronfield. Woo. Quarterback sack, get things started. And even when something like this happened, Mikhail Itaria inside the 5-yard line, then this would happen. Bad snap. Isaiah Lefotu and friends swarm for the Rams. Hawks come up empty, and they miss the field goal. Second quarter, Golden Hawks make amends. Jet Santiago to Isaiah Ramirez. Touchdown, Centennial, 7-0. And the secret handshake that follows. There you go. Late second quarter. Give some love to that Jayhawks defense. Makai Norwood, the interception over the middle and the return. A lot of defense. 7-0 Centennial. And that is your score at the half. And again, homecoming for the Rams. Let's go to the... Well, we had a little bit of everything, by the way. Yeah, there you go. Final play of the third quarter. Rams with an apparent quarterback sneak for a TD. Officials say the quarter ended before the snap, so the Rams scored on the next play at the other end of the field. They missed the extra point. It was 7-6. Early fourth quarter, Hawks to pass. Picked off by Isaiah Lefotu. That's huge. Here come the Rams. And let's start it off with Colby Dilly. The nice run. Deep into Centennial territory. The drive would stall, but down by 1. They take this field goal from Samuel Gonzalez. Rams on top 9-7. Just over 5 minutes to play. Hawks facing fourth down deep in their own territory. They're going for it. Incomplete. And the Rams take over possession. Mark Gomez, a dart to Trayson Wallace. 16-7 Rams as they go on to win over the Golden Hawks.
It was for comforter for our guys, but our defense stepped up big time. Offense struggled first half of the game. We were struggling moving the ball a little bit, but we regrouped, made adjustments in halftime, and our guys came out on fire and executed.
Well, as you can see, the numbers: Mark Gomez, an accurate night through the air. Quinlan Cronfeld in the backfield. Isaiah Lefotu, 8 tackles in that interception. Garces at Stockdale next week. Centennial, a non-league game at BHS. Coming up on Hometown Sports, we're heading to the South Sequoia Lake. Stops in Taft, Wasco, and Delano. Hometown Focus. Take a look at what we have. J.R. Flores and our own man there. Octavio Flores as well, and the crew calling the BCHS game. Beware the cannon at BCHS as well, and the colors at BHS right there. We will be right back. And welcome back to Hometown Sports. Greg Kerr alongside Emily Lawson, and the Taft Wildcats hoping a bye week would turn their fortunes around. Unfortunately, the schedule has them playing a Shafter team in no mood to play around. The Generals coming off a rare loss last week, their first of the season, by the way. Let's get out there. The Wildcats take the field, and hey, they meant business on the first play from scrimmage. Check this out, the handoff to Joe Weber, who gets to the edge, and then he just keeps on keeping on. He is gone. Touchdown Taft, and the Wildcats out on top 7-0. Later first quarter, it's now 7-6. Ezekiel Osborne finds Luis Santana, who had a nice game, over 100 yards receiving. A lot of it right there. Some of it he ran in reverse. 13-7, Shafter on top. Next Taft possession, Wildcats to punt. Is this blocked by Uriah Salcido, or did it just hit him? Either way, a mad scramble for the ball. Nice hustle down there. 2 plays later, Ezekiel Osborne, short toss to Alex Reyna. He goes in, and it is 21-7, Shafter on top. The ensuing kickoff. Got to fall on this if you're Taft, right? Can't wait on it. You got to fall on it. Instead, Isaiah Monreal comes up with it. Recovers for the Generals. Second quarter, same possession after the recovery on the kickoff. Marion Sloan takes the pitch. He will get into the end zone. It's 28-7, Shafter on top. Later second quarter, Marion Sloan to the edge, the stiff arm right there. Near sideline, see ya. 35-7, Generals on top. One of 4 TDs for Sloan, by the way. Shafter in the red zone again. This pass is going to be tipped, intercepted by Brock Fuller. So a bright spot for the Wildcats, but then Shafter gets the ball back. Next possession, they give it to Marion Sloan. In for the score, 42-7 at the half. All right, let's get to the third quarter. More of the same. Isaac Nazaroff from short range. And the Generals up 49-7. A word about that Shafter defense. Isaiah Monreal right here. I hope I'm saying that right, Isaiah. I know I'm saying Isaiah right. Quarterback sack. Fourth quarter of the offense, Aaron Jimenez. The touchdown. And Shafter goes on to win this one by a final of 55-7. Ezekiel Osborne, 299 in the air. Marion Sloan, the 4 TDs. Luis Santana, Alex Reyna each caught a TD pass. Next week, Taft will host Chavez, where they will wear black and gold uniforms to honor Taft college football. Shafter will host Delano.
And we continue in the South Sequoia League, where Delano faces one of its toughest challenges yet, a showdown with their rivals, the Kennedy Thunderbirds. The Delano and Kennedy captains meet at midfield ahead of their league opener. First quarter, Kennedy up 6-0, but Delano answers. DJ Weezar fakes the handoff, finds Juju Herrera in the end zone. Touchdown, Delano. Extra point is no good. Ties the game at 6. Momentum shifts quickly. Now 26 Kennedy, and the Thunderbirds are flying. Jordan Palomo hands it off to Christian Hernandez, and he bounces outside, hits the Jets, and takes it all the way in for a 60-yard touchdown. Kennedy extends 28-6 is their lead. Second half, Kennedy up big, 42-6. Delano trying to claw it back into it, but this pass is picked off by Noah Farrell, and he is taking it all the way. 74-yard pick six. Kennedy running away with it, 49-6. Now in the fourth quarter, capping it off, Isaiah Feathers takes the snap. It almost looks low, but he scoops it up, stays calm and powers straight up the middle. Nobody's stopping him. Another monster touchdown run. Kennedy dominates in their league opener with a final score of 56-6.
Every week, regardless of who we're playing, we just want to get better. And we were hoping to make a run later on in the winter. And so in order to do that, we got to get better every week. And we have the hardest part of our league is right off the bat, 1, 2, 3, right? And Delano, Wasco, Shafter. It's hard as it gets. And so we want to make sure that we're getting better every week, staying healthy, so we can compete for that.
Christian Hernandez with 9 carries for 155 yards. J.C. McCoblin, 3 touchdowns. Noah Farrell, huge pick 6. Coming up, Kennedy will host Wasco, and Delano is at Shafter.
And that's the Kennedy hat coach was wearing that we need to find.
Yeah, maybe he took it.
We have a Kennedy fan here in the building. I don't know. Wasco head coach Kyle Wadle was no fan of watching last week's 1-point loss to Tulare Western on tape. Let's just say he wasn't impressed by his team's effort. Wasco opening SSL play against Chavez. The Titans coming off a bye week after a win over South 2 weeks ago. Let's get you out there as the Tigers take the field for this one. And they start things off with a little bit of defense. 2 shots of that camera coming out, or team coming out. Joel Nunez with a tackle for loss on the quarterback sack. I'm here to tell everybody, do not punt to Hemi Lopez. Just don't. But they did. And he takes it at about his own 19. And look at it, just the stop, the go, the feint this way, the feint that way. Then he waits, reads his blocker. He's got a guy in front of him, pancake that guy. 81 yards for the score, 7-0, Tigers on top. And let's take a good look at reveal Batman here. There he is. There he is. That's Hemi Lopez hanging out on the sideline. Then the pitch to Hemi Lopez. Bounces to the outside, 14-0. Return to punt, ran one in. What else could he do? Well, first let's show you some defense. Aiden Holsey fired up. They're just lifting guys and bringing them back. Good look at Aiden right there. Moments later, Tigers on the move again. Javen Hernandez to, anybody want to guess? Hemi Lopez, his 3rd touchdown of the game. 21-0 Tigers. Let's go to the second quarter. Dan's having a good time in Wasco, by the way. The Titans think they have something going here. Javi Valdez keeps on the read and scores, but it's going to be called back for holding. Moments later, Javen Hernandez up the middle, going up top to Moroni Carranza, 28-0 at the half. You got floats, you got king and queen, and you got a big lead. Third quarter, Javen Hernandez using his legs, and he is just going to waltz his way into the end zone here and score 35-0. Later in the third quarter, Tigers back in the red zone. The give to Aiden Holsey, right up the middle. In for the score, 41-0. And in the fourth quarter, freshman Joe Montanez in a quarterback swing pass to Daniel Holsey. It's Hulsey times 2, 48-0. Next week they have a showdown with Kennedy.
It's gonna take a perfect week. We'll get coaches will meet tomorrow, get into the film room. We won 48-0, but a lot of mistakes. We weren't satisfied with the way we played. It was an imperfect game on our part, but it's going to take a perfect week of practice. We got to get healthy over the weekend, and at the end of the day, it's going to be who shows up Friday and who commits the least amount of mistakes, because it's going to be a heavyweight bout. I'm excited.
All right, so again, 48-0 your final. Hemi Lopez, the 3 TDs. Javid Hernandez, the TD pass. Aiden Hulsey with a TD run. And then freshman Joe Montanez again with a TD pass as well. Time for another break. Coming up, it's time to check in on the Mountain League. We traveled to Tehachapi and West, plus a non-league game at North. Hometown Sports. We'll be right back.
Hey, hometown! Welcome to the Galaxy Zone!
Hey, hometown, we're the Golden Valley Pit.
Hey, hometown, we're Tehachapi's king and queen.
Hey, hometown, where we go!
And welcome back to Hometown Sports. When talking about Mountain League superiority, Tehachapi is the 3-time defending champion. North will put that to a test next week. But don't forget the West High Vikings. West hosting South in their Mountain League opener. And West High says no cupcakes for South. They even brought cupcakes for themselves, or at least a big fake one right there on the right side. Let's go second quarter, no score. Solomon Harris goes up top. And that's Deontay Butler. And 63 yards later, 7-0 West. And by the way, that was your score at the half. It says signs won't crumble, but the sign crumbled. The sign said won't crumble, but the sign crumbled. Okay, all right. David Benavides, by the way, was the king, and he decided to do the worm. There you go. The poor queen. Nobody even noticed. All right, here we go. Third quarter. Vikings driving. Solomon Harris bounces to the outside. Inside the 10-yard line, plus the flag. Next play, Harris is going to keep and score. It is 14-0. Vikings on top. Let's go later third quarter. Solomon Harris at his best. From the zone 15, jukes one defender and a second. Beats that one, and forget it. He's gone. Turns the Jets on the last 40 yards for the squad. That's 85 yards in all. 21-0. Vikings defense chipping in. Jamar Price with the interception. And that sets up a second touchdown for Deontay Butler. He's going to score right here. 28-0. Vikings on top. Let's go to the fourth quarter. Spartans are going to get on the board, and they do it with a sophomore. Rodney Williams, 35 yards up the middle. And again, on the board. And Spartans' next possession, they would get the end zone again. Israel Fuentes would score here, but West prevails, taking down South, 28-12.
Yeah, well, I'm really proud for the seniors to be able to finish their career, their homecoming career. Hats off to South High School. They played really hard, really gritty. We knew this was going to be a challenge.
And nothing like winning your homecoming game, your last one of your senior career, nothing like it, come out here, do my thing, just love the game.
Solomon Harris, the guy you just saw there, 201 yards rushing. Deontay Butler had the 2 TDs. South will be at East on Thursday. West will be at Foothill.
And as Greg mentioned just moments ago, Tehachapi enters league play as the 3-time defending champion. Tonight, the Warriors kick things off against East. Tehachapi, like many schools around Kern County, hosting their homecoming game, this one, like I said, against East. The Warriors waste no time. Colton Michael takes it himself on the keeper, bursts through the line, and he is gone. Touchdown run to open the scoring. Tehachapi jumps out to a 7-0 lead. Still first quarter, East handoff misfires. The ball is loose and Tehachapi pounces on it. Warriors take over with great field position, and they cash in right away. Colton Michael calls his own number again, this time from 37 yards out. The extra point is no good, but Tehachapi extends the lead to 13-0. East trying to put something together before halftime, but Austin Tripodi has other plans. He reads it perfectly, picks it off to kill the drive, and at the half, Tehachapi leads 13-0, and a big congrats, of course, to the homecoming king and queen. Third quarter, now 20-0 Warriors. East finally strikes back. Maximus Hull connects with Jacob Borboa. East cuts into the lead, now 20-7, but the Warriors keep rolling. Colton Michael hands it off to Roland Pena, and he breaks free for another big touchdown run. Tehachapi up 27-7. Fourth quarter now. Warriors backed up deep, but it doesn't matter. Colton Michael to Connor Craig, and Craig goes the distance, a 95-yard touchdown run to seal it. Tehachapi runs away with it on homecoming night. Final score, Warriors 41, East 7.
It was a little dicey to start the game, came out kind of slow after that long touchdown run, but kids answered the call. They played great on defense, and offense, we found a way to get things going.
Colton Michael with a big day rushing. Roland Pena, 163 yards and 2 touchdowns. Connor Craig with a touchdown run. Mason Rothermel, touchdown run. Tehachapi will host North Thursday, and East is home to South.
All right, the North High Stars, they're the lone Mountain League team playing a non-league game. The Stars home to Arvin before next week's showdown again at Tehachapi. Let's go to the Stars taking the field in this one, taking on the Arvin Bears. And Gary Shalizi right here, big run, starting things off. It looked like North was just going to pound their way into the end zone, but 2 plays later, they went to the air and intercepted by Julian Sarabia at the goal line. North got the ball back, though, and they were back in the red zone in a flash, and this time Gary Shalizi right here punches it in 7-0. North on top. Second quarter, watch Bradley Dockery step up in the pocket. He's going to heave this one downfield. You know, the old tip drill, and Gary Oates had been working on it because he made the grab right there. 17-0 Stars on top. Stars defense, not to be overlooked. This is Boston Saunders with the quarterback sack. He's going to be on our all-hair team as well. 14-0 Stars at the break. Let's go the Stars striking in the third quarter. Bradley Dockery, far side to Isaac Lopez, who gets into the end zone. It's 21-0. And later in the third quarter, Arvin to punt, partially blocked here. Scramble for the ball, kicked around, and Brandon Valenzuela is going to come away with it. And it's North High football. Celebrate, my man. Coming, setting this up. Mike Lencioni would not go down. He broke 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 tackles. Then he was escorted in by about 5 gray shirts for the touchdown, 28-0. Fourth quarter, Gavin Shalizi again. The long run deep into Arvin territory. Good night for Gavin. He had over 100 yards. Robert Rodriguez finishing the job. Stars win 34-0. Next up, that huge one on the mountain at Tehachapi.
Man, we got a ton of respect for those guys. They have a great football team, and it's always a challenge anytime you have to play against them. And, we have to travel up to Tehachapi to go play them. And so we're really looking forward to it.
Biggest game of the season. I mean, there's not really much else to say. They're a good team. We're a good team. It's going to be a dogfight all night.
So again, Gavin Shalizi with 102 yards and a score. Bradley Dockery had 100 yards rushing as well, 2 touchdowns. Gary Oates and Isaac Lopez each had a catch for a touchdown. North at Tehachapi Thursday night. Arvin will be at Del Oro. Time for another break. Coming up, it's on to the Horizon League, plus trips to McFarland and Lake Isabella. And remember to follow us on X and Instagram at Hometown BAK and on YouTube at BakersfieldNow.com. Hometown Sports. We'll be right back. But first, we're hanging out at North High School. The Galaxy Zone, some good eats as well. And how about the fans of Wasco and that Wasco band with some fashion for the eyes right there. We will be right back. And welcome back to Hometown Sports. The Battle of Highway 58 living up to its reputation. Foothill and Mira Monte separated by just 3 miles. So let's take you to Mira Monte, which is about maybe 9 miles from our studios. But anyway, Lions hit the field. Nathan Gonzalez. Nice run right here. Just starting off a big night for Nathan Gonzalez, which seems to be every Friday night. And more from Nathan Gonzalez, a picture-perfect first drive. 7-0 Miramonte on top. We now go 8-7 Foothill on top. And another Nathan Gonzalez sighting. This time his longest run of the night. Nice little push down there on the block. 14-8. Gotta love guys who block downfield. 14-8 Lions on top. Second quarter, Ismael Ramirez rolls out and throws a dart to Isaiah Daniels across his body. And then look at Isaiah getting around everyone. He did not go point A to point B, but he still got to point B. Touchdown, 16-14 Trojans. Mira Monte trying to answer back. Corday Fulmer out of the Wildcat. See ya. Zero's the hero right there. Mira Monte back on top, 20-14. Final play of the half. You can probably hear the horn on the scoreboard. Listen. There it is. You hear that? That's Ramirez finding Luis Correa, 22-20. Foothill at the half. Some future cheerleaders at Mira Monte there. All right, let's go to the third quarter. Andrew Trevino going in for Foothill. They extend their lead to 30-20. How about some defense? Cash McAfee had a game. 2 interceptions, including that one right there, setting up another Foothill score as they raced out to a 36-20 lead. We're not done yet. Fourth quarter, it's now 36-26. Corday Fulmer running, twisting, running some more. And what was that? First down. And then Nathan Gonzalez, yet another touchdown, 36-33 with 7 minutes to play. Plenty of time, right? Not so. When Martin Velasquez converted this first down, Mira Monte would never touch the ball again. The Battle of 58 is heading back to Foothill as they win it by a final of 36-33. Our microphone malfunctioned during the interviews. We apologize to both coaches, but Andrew Trevino and Martin Velasquez leading the ground game. They rushed for a combined over 300 yards. Ismael Ramirez with the 3 TD passes. Cash McAfee had those 2 interceptions. Foothill will host West in a non-league game. Mira Monte will travel to Golden Valley.
Golden Valley and Del Oro enter Horizon League play with nearly identical records, both looking to make their mark. The Bulldogs hosting their first league matchup of the season, welcoming the Suns in a thriller. Second quarter, Golden Valley on the board early 7-0, but buckle up because this one's a wild one. Not even a minute later, Del Oro answers back. Damian Gracian connects with Victor Campos, and he takes the 37 yards to the house. Extra point is no good. Golden Valley holds a slim 7-6 lead. But the Bulldogs bite back. Alexander Hernandez hands it off to Raymond Valderrama. He finds the seam, turns on the Jets, and he is gone. A 60-yard touchdown burst right up the gut. We lose him here at the end, but he was in. Valderrama with the hydration celebration after that monster run, 14-6. But this game is all gas, no brakes. Del Oro going the other way. Gracian again to Victor Campos, and once again he turns on the Jets. Another huge score for Campos makes it 14-12. Golden Valley still clings to the lead. And that's your halftime score, 14-12. Golden Valley takes us to the second half. The fireworks continue early in the third. Golden Valley comes out swinging. Hernandez to Cesar Vasquez straight through the middle, untouched. Another 60-yard touchdown makes it 21-12 Bulldogs. But here come the Suns. Short pass from Gracian to Ernest Jones. And check that. Stiff arm right here. Jones breaks free for 47 yards and another Suns touchdown. Golden Valley still leads 21-19, but Del Oro is knocking. The Suns aren't done. Gracian to Jones again, and Jones delivers again. Del Oro grabs their first lead of the game, up 25-21 late in the third. Fourth quarter, Del Oro adds another. They extend their lead to 31-21, but this one's far from over. Under 5 minutes to go, Hernandez to Vasquez. Touchdown Bulldogs, cuts the lead to just 3 points, 31-28. Clock ticking under 20 seconds. Bryson Regoza comes on the field, and the field goal is good. Game's now tied at 31 and into overtime for the league opener. The Bulldogs strike quick. Just 2 plays into overtime. Alexander Hernandez hands it off to Raymond Valderrama, and he finds daylight, breaks through the line, and punches it in. Golden Valley takes a 38-31 lead in OT. But Del Oro gets a chance, but they come up short. The Bulldogs win it 38-31 in overtime.
We've had a lot of adversity that we went through this last 2 weeks. We were down a very heavy amount of starters. A lot of kids stepped up and did the absolute best they could, and I couldn't have asked anything better of them. They did an amazing job.
It was one of those things where it ain't always going to be pretty and all that, but I'll take an ugly win, and it was a fun win. You know, we knew it was a great matchup. This league is built for teams like us, so we always know it's going to be a great matchup. So had some ups, had some downs, but in the end, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and our boys stayed in the fight long enough to give themselves a chance.
Bryson Regoza, big game kicking, including that game-tying field goal to force overtime. Cesar Vasquez and Raymond Valderrama for over 300 yards rushing. Miramonte will host Golden Valley, and Del Oro will host Arvin.
Well, fast starts, wild finishes, and a whole bunch in between. Boron and Kern Valley combining to score 84 points, with the game coming down to the very final play. Let's buckle up as we take you to Lake Isabella. First quarter, no score, so we have 84 points to go. And here it is, Jackson Price to Ty Humphers, touchdown, 7-0 Bronx on top. Bobcats would respond, Jalen York to Andrew Gartica, and watch him turn on the Jets now. He just ran away from everyone for the score. It's 7-6. Second quarter, it's now 14-7 Boron. Shiloh Galvin, up the middle, wins the race to the goal line. But look at Gartica again, running that one in. This game went back and forth. Up the middle they go. For the touchdown run. There's the Galvin touchdown run. I was off by a play for the score right there. And then Jackson Price to Daniel Hinkie. Cheerleaders getting into the act as well. Shiloh Galvin, touchdown, missed extra point. We're tied at 20. That's your score at the half. Let's go first minute of the third quarter. Jackson Price, far side to Aiden Madden, who gets in. 26-20, they missed the 2-point conversion. Bobcats return fire. Jalen York to guess who? Andrew Gartica. Excuse me, we showed the same play twice. I edited it 2 in the morning. Okay, anyway, there's Gartica. And he is off to the races. Tied at 26. Back and forth we go. Jackson Price to Jeffrey Clark. 32-26 Bronx on top. Due to time constraints, we pick it up at 32-32. Jackson Price scores to make it 38-32 Kern Valley. Later, fourth quarter, Jalen York to Braden Haynes. And he is going to will his way into the end zone. 40-38 Boron with 6:01 to play. The Bronx drive the field. 23 seconds to play. They are down by 2. Jackson Price to Daniel Hinkie. Tackled inside the 5. Clock ticking. Down to 4 seconds. Looking for a field goal to win. The snap is going to be a little high. The put down. Oh, it's blocked. Blocked by guess who? Andrew Gartica, the fastest man in the world. Miko Ire picks it up and runs all the way back to Boron. And the Bobcats go on to win this one. A wild one. 46-28. You're welcome for the bonus footage showing you the same play twice because I was tired and I didn't realize it. Boron at Bishop next week. Kern Valley will host a Desert.
McFarland coming off a narrow loss to Mendota, but in Week 7 at home, McFarland is looking to flip the script against Sierra. McFarland charging out of the tunnel, fired up and ready to take on Sierra under the lights, but Sierra strikes first. A field goal puts them up 3-0 early on the ensuing kickoff. Malachi Davis mishandles it at the 20, but recovers quickly, picks it up, cuts back across the field, and he's gone all the way to the house. Touchdown, McFarland takes the lead, 7-3. It's the homecoming game, and McFarland holds a 13-6 lead at the half. Second half, McFarland kickoff. The ball bounces off the player's knee here, makes it live, and McFarland pounces on it. A huge turnover. Malachi Davis turns this into some more major points. Davis with the quarterback keeper, shed and tackles, still on his feet. 50 yards later, it's a touchdown for Davis. McFarland extends the lead now 20-6. Later in the third, Malachi Davis again fakes the handoff, drops back, launches it deep to Julian Barajas, who's wide open. Walks it in for 6. McFarland rolling 27-6. The Cougars keep their foot on the gas and dominate Sierra with a final score of 40-6. Malachi Davis leading the offense. Victor Rodriguez, touchdown catch. Jose Figueroa and Daniel Ramos bringing the heat on defense. Next week, McFarland at Parlier.
Are Malachi Davis and Solomon Harris the same guy?
I don't know. If they switch jerseys, I wouldn't be able to tell.
Time for another break. BC football is straight ahead, plus our players of the week. We will be right back. And welcome back to Hometown Sports. The BC Renegades, well, a good time for a bye as they try to regroup from a 3-game losing streak. We are with the Renegades when they're at home. We follow them on the road. We do not follow them on bye week. At least we don't hang out with them on bye week is what I mean. So home this Saturday, it's a 4 p.m. kickoff against the Cerritos team that will come to town with a 4-8 record. Get out to Memorial Stadium if you can. Time for our Players of the Week, sponsored by Brimhall Dental Group, committed to providing quality dental care to you and your family. Our Brimhall Dental Group Offensive Player of the Week, that would be Talon Mather of Frontier. Just do the math. Mathers with 10 carries for 190 yards. Even a sportscaster can tell you that's 19 yards a carry. And 2 touchdowns, by the way. Leading Frontier to their win over Stockdale. He's coming right at you. Talon Mather is our Frontier, is our Brimhall Dental Group Offensive Player of the Week.
And our Brimhall Dental Group Defensive Player of the Week is Jeremy Millette of BHS. Millette had 4 quarterback sacks, 5 tackles for a loss, and 65-yard scoop and score off a fumble. Jeremy Millette of BHS is our Brimhall Dental Group Defensive Player of the Week.
Our Brimhall Dental Group Special Teams Player of the Week, Bryson Ray Goza of Golden Valley. He did a little bit of everything, including that game-tying field goal to force overtime. He also had not 1, not 2, but 3 touchbacks on kickoffs. He did it in different fashion each time. He also doubled up as the team's punter. Here's another touchback right here. But he doubled up as the team's punter and had some very effective kicks, including this one that he left inside the 10-yard line. Bryson Ray Goza of Golden Valley is our Brimhall Dental Group Special Teams Player of the Week. Coming up next, Game-Saving Play of the Week, Athlete of the Week in youth football. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Hometown Sports. Time for our game-saving play brought to you by Mather Brothers Ice and Water, keeping Bakersfield hydrated. This week's game-saving play, Kern Valley kicking for the win as time expires, but it was blocked by Andrew Gartica, picked up by Miko Ire, and he goes the distance. Boron, which had a 2-point lead, actually wins by 8. We don't need an extra point. Watch it one more time. Gartica, the block, Miko Ire, the pickup, Boron. And they are our Mathers Brothers Ice and Water Game-Saving Play of the Week winners.
Now to this week's Athlete of the Week, sponsored by Greg's Petroleum Service, your dependable partner for fuel and lubricants. This week's Athlete of the Week, a familiar name. He's Sammy Lopez of Wasco. Lopez did a little bit of everything with a touchdown run, a touchdown catch, and an 81-yard punt return for a touchdown. Sammy Lopez of Wasco is our Greg's Petroleum Service Athlete of the Week.
All right, meanwhile, our youth football is brought to you by Golden Empire Youth Football, Golden Empire Youth Tackle Football and Cheer, Competitive Excellence. We're going to the freshman level. The Wolverines and the Freedom, and the Wolverines to punt. And this is Paxton McIninch, excuse me. The return here outraces everyone. Down the sideline, 6-0 Freedom on top. Later, Freedom on the goal line. There's a quarterback back there, that little helmet out there, and it's Paxton McIninch again, 14-0. Second quarter, this time it will be Chris Vasquez. And look at him go. Chris Vasquez going the distance, as did Freedom, as they go on to win by a final of 27-0. Coming up next, our exciting play of the week, our hits of the week, and our scholar as well. We will be right back.
Welcome back to Hometown Sports. Now for our exciting play of the week, brought to you by Stockdale Podiatry Group. We treat your feet. This week's exciting play, we take you to West High, where Solomon Harris has dazzled opponents all season long. And here's another example as he weaves his way 85 yards for a touchdown, turning on the Jets the final 40 yards. Solomon Harris of West with our Stockdale Podiatry exciting play of the week.
And we even have a ground level for you as well. All right, 2 levels. That's nice. All right, time now for our hits of the week, brought to you by Raymond's Trophies and Awards. An award is much more than a trophy. It is a memory. So let's make some memories. Let's begin with our hits. Let's begin with more teammate-on-teammate stuff. Ernest Jones scored a touchdown for Del Oro, and then Adrian Gracian, and there's the result. They're down. They're both down. Down goes Frazier and Frazier, or Gracian and Jones. Centennial at Garces. Watch number 4, David Esparza, come up with a nice stick on the far side. Nice hit right there. Take a couple more looks at it. David Esparza of Centennial. Mira Monte at Foothill, and Corday Fulmer. He's number 0 on defense, but watch him flatten the would-be blocker right there on the right edge. That's some nice work right there. That's Corday Fulmer of Miramonte. This week's winner, back to Centennial at Garces. His number's 32, Callahan Heyman, with a hit on the sideline right there. Making sure you're out of bounds. Just that's all. You were close, we weren't sure, and we put you out of bounds. Callahan Heyman of Centennial, our Raymond's Trophies and Awards Hitman of the Week. And now for our Scholar of the Week, brought to you by Accelerated Urgent Care. Feel better, faster from anywhere. This week's Scholar of the Week comes from North High School. He's number 72 right there, Talon Prince. GPA, 4.14. Undecided on his major, but he's looking at BYU. Like to go to BYU. He also runs track and field for the North High Stars, or maybe he's a thrower, he didn't say, but he's on the track and field. His favorite food, Mom's beef stew. I told him I have to come over. TV show, The Flash. You familiar with The Flash?
I think it's about superheroes, but I'm not super familiar.
I'm guessing it might be animated. Music, George Strait. I told him I saw George Strait in Las Vegas once. And one thing most people don't know about Talon Prince, he lives on a ranch.
Pretty cool.
A prince on a ranch. Talon Prince of North High is our Accelerated Urgent Care Scholar of the Week. All right, predictions are coming up next. If you haven't done so yet, follow us on X and Instagram at Hometown BAK and on YouTube at Bakersfield Now. Hometown Sports will be right back. And welcome back to Hometown Sports Predictions. Here we go as we are in week 2 of league play. Week 1 for some teams, but week 2 for the rest of them. We're going to start with South against East. East still looking for their first win. Emily, I'm going to go with South even though they've been struggling of late. I'll go with South in this one.
Yeah, I think that they've got it against East.
All right. Meanwhile, next up, this is another game in the Mountain League North at Tehachapi. I'm going to go with the Stars in this one.
You know, I went with the Stars as well, but after filming the Tehachapi game and how cold it was.
How was the weather there? How was it for you?
So cold. A mom had to buy me a jacket.
Thank you to that lady?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much to the mom on the sidelines that bought me a jacket because I was not prepared for the Tehachapi weather. So maybe North will struggle with the Tehachapi weather as well.
And the girl went to Syracuse. Come on, you've never been cold before? All right, elsewhere, Frontier against Liberty. I'm going Frontier. I'd like, Liberty has a bye week though. They got something up their sleeve right there. That's going to be a great game. It really is. Elsewhere, Garces against Stockdale. I'm riding that Grant Campbell train right now. They're 5-1. I like the Rams to win that one. All right, let's get to a non-league game. BHS. Boy, do they look good. BHS plays BCHS in a week after this one. That's going to be phenomenal. If they don't look by their games, of course. Independence against Ridgeview. I'm going to go with Indy coming off a bye week against Ridgeview. That's a border game, too. Those schools aren't very far apart. That's like Foothill and Mira, Monte. BCHS, boy, do they look good or what?
They look so good, yes. I'm excited for this week, of course, BCHS and Highland, but of course also, like you said, that BHS and BCHS.
Poor Highland. Mike Gutierrez is a great coach. They are banged up. They are really banged up. They just played BHS, and now they got BCHS. The schedule maker was not kind to the Scots. Wasco, Kennedy, best game in the SSL this week. It's going to be a good one. I'm going with Kennedy because they are just I love what Wasco's doing. I was at their game this week. I love what they're doing. And Kyle Wadle looks at even good stuff. He says we could do better. He's demanding. But I still like what Kennedy has in the bank. Shafter against Delano. Shafter against Delano. Shafter's at home. We're both going to go with Shafter in that one. And then we've got Chavez and Taft. I'm looking for Taft to bounce back and get a win, their first win since Del Oro. Miramonte, Golden Valley. You're going Golden Valley. I'm going Miramonte.
I guess we're split on this one.
Yeah, finally, right? Okay. Arvin, Del Oro. We're splitting on this one. You were at Del Oro. I'm going Arvin in this game.
Yeah, I think Del Oro played really well against Golden Valley, so it'll be interesting to see how they do against Arvin.
All right, so we split in the Horizon League games. We got all our. All right, so McFarland against Parlier. The Cougars are 5-2. I'm looking for Norm Brown's crew to win again.
Yep, I'm with you.
All right. Couple other games. We've got West Foothill. It's a non-league game. But man, oh man, I think there's going to be points here, right? I mean, you got Solomon Harris on one side, and Foothill's been scoring bunches of late as well. This should be a good game. But I'll go with the West High Solomons. Then you got Kern Valley at home against Desert. I like Kern Valley, despite they've had some struggles of late. I think they'll take down a Desert team that is struggling in their own right. And then, of course, speaking of struggling, BC. They are banged up. There's no excuses here, but they are banged up, and they've got to get some things straight and play a complete 4 quarters. They played 2 great quarters against Pasadena City, and that second half was just hard to watch. They need 4 quarters in this one to take a Cerritos team that's coming to town 4-1. They're I think they beat Canyons.
Yes, they did.
And so this is a Cerritos team that has got a lot to play for, and the Renegades are trying to lick the wounds, get in the win column in conference play.
Maybe after that bye week, they'll be ready for action. Hopefully some people have healed up.
All right, so the real question is, here's the big question. Who's going to be in the front row of hats next week? Who's it going to be? We got our hats right here. Over there is a lot of schools that had a bye week or they may have lost, so we're not trying to pick on you. But if you lost, sometimes you get sent over to the other desk where you had a bye week like BC, okay? A couple other schools had bye weeks. But the front row is going to look a little different next week. And BHS and BCHS going head-to-head a week from this Friday. So we still got 13 days until that game, or 12 days until that game takes place. For Emily, I'm Greg, and for our director, Octavio Flores, hope you have a great night. Good night.
Hometown Sports was sponsored by Mercedes-Benz of Bakersfield, Alpha Technology and Alarm Systems, Little Caesars, Valley Strong Credit Union, and 5-0 Driving School.